Welcome to Creative Living, where we help you live your most creative life. I'm Jane Manzuris. Well, summer is over, and that means the kids are back to school, which means you can start pampering yourself. On today's show, we're going to bring you some pampering tips, but first, let's see what's coming up. We visit a family farm that's been growing produce for more than 90 years. We'll tell you the benefits of going solar, and a trip to a Las Vegas museum that aims to educate kids. That and so much more on this episode of Creative Living. If you're looking to pamper yourself, there's no better way than upping your skincare regime. So joining me today is Dr. Hannah Sivak. She is the founder of Skin Actives Scientific. Dr. Sivak, what is Skin Actives?
Skin Actives is a company, a small company that makes the best skincare products in the world. We want to keep your skin healthy.
What kind of products do you have at Skin Actives?
Yeah, well, you have to look at from head to toe, everything that has to do with skin, your nails, your hair, your eyebrows, your eyelashes, and if you have brown spots, and if you have wrinkles, and if you have been losing hair, you come to us and we can certainly help you.
So you have a comprehensive skincare line?
Yes, we do.
And I love this idea of having healthy skin. Scientific is in your name.
Yeah.
So your products are scientifically driven. Why is that
Absolutely.
important?
It means that they have been, every ingredient we use has been shown to work. It's not a theory, it's not a gut feeling, it's not whatever. It has been shown, it has been demonstrated that it works. And then, if that ingredient doesn't exist in the market, we make it.
And the cool thing about that, when you say we can make that, you're a biologist.
Yes.
So you're doing all the research all the time, and
Yes.
you know the background of it, the scientific background as a biologist.
Yes.
So when you're looking for those ingredients that you're incorporating into the skincare line, where do you find them?
I find them in the scientific literature, and I look for things that are helpful for your skin. It has to show with proper experiments that the ingredient actually works.
And listen, if someone's going to make a product I'm going to put on my skin, I want them to know exactly what the science is behind it.
Exactly.
So that's great.
I also want to know the mechanism by which the ingredient helps your skin. And that's really important because then you can evaluate, you can make sure that that ingredient is going to help you in the long run. Not just it's going to give you an instant makeup effect, but that when you are 90, you'll think, oh, Hannah Sivak, she really helped my skin.
Your best advice to having the healthiest skin we can?
Yes. First of all is avoid the sun, because most of we call skin aging is photoaging, which is aging that has been caused by the sun. Keep yourself out of the sun, and then make sure you use our products. And don't abuse your skin. Your skin is alive. Remember that your skin is alive.
Your skin is alive. We heard that from a biologist and a scientist. Dr. Sivak, amazing information. You're going to stick around a little bit later on the show. Dr. Sivak is going to show us some of her DIY products. As electric rates continue to rise across the country, you may have considered solar power. Fusion Power tells us why solar might be right for you.
Solar is definitely here for the long term. As the industry continues to grow, it's actually one of the fastest growing industries in America. More and more people are learning about it and seeing that there's a much better alternative to the regular utility. So Fusion Power, we're Arizona's #1 solar provider. We install more solar than any other sales company in the state of Arizona. We wanted to be able to give our customers a better option where they could get a variety of products and be able to customize the pricing according to their needs rather than trying to do a cookie cutter approach. So what we do is we start out with a consultation. Every homeowner is different because every homeowner uses a different amount of power. And so we'll sit down with the customer and take a look at their energy bill and look at their consumption over the last 12 months or 24 months to see how much power they use. And that'll tell us how many panels need to go up on the roof, which at that point we'll make a design and then set the customer up with their solar agreement. At that point we have our crew come out and they'll survey the roof, They'll take a look at the electric panel to make sure that it can support the system that we've designed, and as long as everything passes there, we'll move on to an engineered design and then send off for permit and utility application. Once we got those back, then we can get the customer installed, and then they're off to seeing some pretty awesome savings. You have to believe in what it is that you're offering. And the thing that's so great about solar compared to any other product that you can sell is its mathematics. If I'm spending 16 cents per kilowatt hour, and now I can spend 10 cents per kilowatt hour or 8 cents per kilowatt hour, the math just means that you save the margin.
Working with so many families and being able to see the effect that we're having with families and seeing them email us and send their utility bills, referring us their friends and family, it's really a fulfilling opportunity that we have here, which is one of the reasons I feel like Fusion Power is growing so rapidly, is as our friends and families and coworkers are participating in this process, and it's a really fulfilling opportunity to be a part of Fusion Power.
A lot of my customers have been able to reduce their energy costs by 50% in the summertime. I know that I have satisfied customers because, for one thing, they tell me directly, and then two, they tell others about me and how wonderful the process was and the relationship that was formed throughout the process as well.
I think what sets us apart from other companies is just educating our people in the right way so that they can give the right service to our customers. You really want to make sure that you're talking to someone that's a professional and an expert in the field so that you can get exactly what you're promised. And the way that we work with our customers and the way that we train our people is to make sure that we're able to accomplish the end result that our customers are really looking at solar in the first place for.
But we'd love to sit down with you, take a look at your bill, look at your needs, and show you what options you have. If it makes sense, move forward with it. And if it doesn't make sense, at least you looked at it. Call us, or you can go to the website and set up an appointment. We'd love to come sit down and meet with you.
You shouldn't just be celebrated on your birthday. You should pamper yourself the other 364 days of the year. It can be just as simple as maybe buying your favorite coffee drink at the local cafe. Stick around, there's more coming up on Creative Living. A family farm that's been around since 1922, and they're serving up holiday favorites. And helping kids learn is at the heart of the Discovery Museum. We'll take you there. Creative Living is brought to you in part by KaiScissors.com, styled to offer superior cutting action for quilting, crafting, and dressmaking. For more information on their line of products, from scissors, knives, and rotary cutters, visit KaiScissors.com. As the holidays approach, what better way to pamper yourself than to let somebody else do the cooking? At Confrida Farms, they can provide all of your seasonal dishes.
The business was founded in 1922. Originally, we started off as just a little produce farm selling to a couple of local grocery stores.
This location here, I started out with a little farm wagon out on the front.
Overall, we farm about 450 acres throughout Rhode Island between Warwick, Cranston, Situate area. We pick mainly corn, squash, tomatoes. We grow about 250,000 pepper plants. We're actually one of the largest pepper producers in New England. But our real specialties are corn.
I do all the picking of the sweet corn. I'm out there at 2:30 in the morning. And a lot of my customers, wholesale customers, they're here lined up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get their sweet corn because they know it's picked fresh that day.
We also have our agritourism part. This is the 26th year of our agritourism piece, and that's mainly pick your own pumpkins, the fall festival, hay rides, and then we also have our Scary Acres, Rhode Island. I believe this is the 16th year, and that's our haunted hayride and corn maze. So we actually have a full animal barnyard here. We have cows, chickens, pigs, goats, a pony. We're going to be getting a donkey soon.
And basically educate the younger crowd to see actually where their food is coming from. Today the children, don't associate farms with their food.
Over the past 3 years, we've kind of shifted things a lot, and we opened up our garden center. The greenhouse business, that was something actually my father started. That was his kind of pet project when he was my age, actually.
I was always passionate about greenhouses and growing in, trying to think of a winter activity to keep busy. So back in 1972, I actually started growing potted tomatoes. And then every year it kept growing and growing. I kept adding more greenhouses.
So now we sell to about 65 different garden centers across the New England area. And then we also have our direct-to-consumer market here, which is the garden centers we're in right now. I guess my pet project might be the market. This past year we actually did a pretty big remodel of the market. We added more grocery, we added the meat department, we expanded on our deli. Over the past 10 to 15 years, we've kind of developed more of a deli, we have more of a grocery, and the newest thing would be our meat department. Just like everything else at Confrida's, quality is number one. So all of our meats are, certified Angus beef, USDA prime. We also carry local meats as well. And over the past 2 or 3 years, we've seen some serious growth.
But from Confrida Farms, people know where their produce is coming from. So people know they get that freshness because they know it's fresh and healthy.
We head to Las Vegas to see how the Discovery Children's Museum is aiming to ignite a lifelong love of learning.
Discovery Children's Museum is a nonprofit organization. We've been here in the community for 29 years, and we're very proud to be a hub of this community. Discovery Children's Museum is one of the largest children's museums in the country. We have 26,000 square feet of hands-on exhibits and play activities for children. All of our exhibits incorporate STEAM learning into their exhibits so that kids are learning as they're playing. So on the first floor, we start in Toddler Town, our area for little learners aged birth through 5. Adjacent to Toddler Town is our Fantasy Festival area where kids are learning about stage production, theater, and acting. And we also have a full-size pirate ship and castle where kids can play. In Waterworld, kids get to put on their raincoats and splash around, but they're learning about the force of water and it powers our cities. We have an actual mini Hoover Dam, and there are lessons here about our most precious resource, water. So the Discovery Lab is our newest addition at the Discovery Children's Museum. It opened in February of 2019, and we're so proud of this space because it's the first public makerspace of its kind. We are offering no-tech to high-tech ways that children can learn here in the Discovery Lab. So Discovery Lab is on the second floor, which is the same floor as our Eco City. I love the Eco City because it's teaching children about working a job and earning a paycheck. We have a cafe, there's the Children's Hospital, they're helping to build the Raiders Stadium here in Las Vegas, and of course the grocery store, one of the most popular features here at Discovery Children's Museum. It's a very collaborative way of children learning and working and playing together. So third floor has our Young at Art exhibit where children are learning for the first time about line, perspective, visual thinking, texture, and Patents Pending is our area for our youngest inventors. Here they get to design inventions, build a car, test it out, see if their design is flight-worthy, earthquake-proof, you name it. We want kids to make a mistake, figure it out, and solve the problem that they want to solve. So our staff are one of the most engaged staffs at any children's museum I've ever seen. They're all educators. They are here to work with you and your child and to help them learn. One of our strongest partnerships at Discovery is with the Clark County School District. We welcome hundreds of Title I school children and other field trips here to the museum every year, and we take our programs into the community, both into the schools and throughout our valley. So our activities at Discovery Children's Museum change every day, and the best way to learn about those are to visit our website at discoverykidslv.org.
Life is just too short not to treat yourself. So here's another great way to indulge in some pampering. Hire a cleaning service so someone else does the chores. That way you have some time to take a bath or read a book. There's more coming up on Creative Living. We'll show you some products that will get your skin looking its best. And in our Craft Room Crash, we'll turn an old belt into a beautiful bracelet.
Creative Living is brought to you by Confrida Greenhouses and Farms, Rhode Island's top choice for high-quality plants, fresh produce, and delicious gourmet foods in deli.
We are back with Dr. Hannah Sivak, the founder of Skin Active Scientific. Now, Dr. Sivak, it's time to get hands-on and talk about all of the products that you have. A very comprehensive line that sort of solves a multitude of problems.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the top 3 products.
I would say the best seller is collagen serum, but there's a lot more proteins in the skin than collagen, and this will address all of the proteins.
This collagen serum is going to help rejuvenate those proteins?
Yes.
And help us with our collagen. Tell
Yes.
me some more of the other popular items.
Well, every lipid serum.
And what is
but
lipid serum?
Lipid is your fat. Here you have all the lipids that your skin needs to make its own.
Lipids.
To make its own lipids.
And then the last of the popular, because there's so many items on the table.
The eyelash and eyebrow. Everything here is good for you, and there's nothing here that is bad for you. You have long-term health for your eyebrows and your eyelashes with no side effects.
And these are fantastic, but really, we can also dive in and make our own products.
Some people want to make their own masks, their own skincare products. So for whoever likes to do that, we have the means to make a good, effective product, and we make it easy for them.
So we can customize our skincare. We can buy it already done, that you've done for us, or we can customize. So let's move in. Do you have a specific customization that we could do, say, for dry skin?
Yes, so we make things easy for you. We give you the base cream. Then here you have Cicatrix Bioferment.
Can I stir while you add things?
Here, make sure you weigh anything, everything, so that you know next time if you like it, you can do it again. And this is great for inflammation, it's antioxidant. And then here you have essential fatty acids from rosehip seed oil. And here you have some of these.
Okay, they got your fatty acids.
Let me put a little bit of the antioxidant booster.
Oh yeah, antioxidants, good.
Which is great. It has everything. These are all plant antioxidants.
And there you go. This is the DIY treatment for dry skin. Let me give you a little bit. I'll take a little bit.
It took a minute.
And you have all the kits ready to go on your website. Dr. Sivak, great information. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for
more information on Skin Active Scientific, to buy the products or to learn more from Dr. Sivak, just head to their website. There's more to come on Creative Living. We'll upcycle an old belt into something beautiful in our Craft Room Crash. I crashed the craft room of Jen Cushman to see how she uses upcycled materials to make fashionable jewelry. This is Craft Room Crash, and I'm outside DIYer Jen Cushman's house in Phoenix, Arizona. Now, this mixed media artist says her quirky, artsy, funky aesthetic goes into everything she designs. So let's go crash her craft room and find out what Jen's making today. Hey, Jen!
Hey, Jane, how you doing?
I am so excited to be here to see you. This is the craft room.
Jen Cushman, I make, I teach, I write.
So this room, I love the spaciousness of it. I mean, do you ever just come in here and come on?
Monday through Friday, I'm in my studio and I am making. I'm doing more like this.
Oh, you're like,
you know what I mean? Yeah. I can't believe this is my job. Like, seriously.
And this is your working space, or this, I mean, back behind us.
Yeah, this is my vintage items. And I love vintage buttons. I love vintage lace.
Who doesn't love a pile of buttons?
Anything that has had a life lived before is what I'm really interested in. It's amazing. Brooches,
Where do you get
rhinestone, and glitter. I collect this stuff because they're already telling stories. It's just my job to bring out the story.
And let me put this away, and then I want to dive into your makerspace because I'm looking right at it, and I know that we've got a fun day ahead of us. I really want to dive into this. We are going to make this cuff, but you're upcycling some belts.
I really like taking old belts and reimagining them in a whole new way. What you want to do is you just want to take your cuff and you want to cut it for, let me see, give me a wrist, girlfriend. Jewelry is one of the easiest things for me to just kind of whip out. It's what I love. It's easy for me to do. So now what I want to do is I just want to go ahead and sand some of that down and get some life into that baby, right?
And it's soft.
So you can do a button.
What about this one?
So that's a really cool one, but it doesn't have the hole in it. So I'm going to take this and we're going to create a hole for it, because if you don't, your drill's going to walk all over the place.
This is a really thick piece of metal. It's like magic.
Voila. So now what I have to do is I've got to get my cuff and I've got to drill a hole right in the center there. Because of these magic little rivets, all you have to do is just start layering, and then you just screw that right down, and then you want to make sure you get it nice and tight on there.
So this would seriously hurt my wrist.
Yeah, you have to cut this off. Okay. So now what I want to do is I need to go over to my steel bench block.
I have a feeling we're using the hammer.
We are using it. So I'll go ahead and hit it with the flat part first, and then I'll come back with the ball peen, and then I'm just going to keep riveting. So we want to drill on this side. This is for the button. And now the last thing to do is to just take a little piece of ribbon, and then voila.
This is so cool. So we used an old belt.
Old brass stampings.
That's a button.
A drill.
And we've got this really cool cuff. Thanks so much to Jen from Creative Juices Studio. Now we know how to upcycle our old jewelry into statement pieces we can wear today. That's what Jen is doing in her craft room. What are you doing in your craft room? Thanks for joining us on Creative Living. Now, be sure to take some time for yourself. I'm Jane Manzuris, and I'll see you next time.